Good morning, class 12 students. Today, we are going to explain to you what exactly is demand and what are the factors that affect demand. The fundamental question which economic theory seeks to explain is why is that goods command prices and why some goods are expensive while others are cheaper? The broad answer to this question is that usefulness of those goods and its scarcity. All these questions answer can be explained to you with help of the term demand. Now, what exactly is demand? Demand for a commodity refers to the quantities of a commodity which consumers are willing and able to purchase at various possible prices during a particular period of time. Hence, demand in economics is always at a price. It makes no sense if it is not related to a price. We may be willing to purchase a shirt if it is available for rupees 500, but we may not buy it at all if the shirt is priced at rupees 800. Moreover, demand is always expressed with reference to a particular time period. Demand for a particular brand car maybe 200 per day or 1400 per week or 73,000 per year. So demand is a flow concept. Flow is any variable which is expressed per unit of time. Now, there are certain factors that influence the decision of household to purchase a commodity which we term them as factors affecting demand or determinants of demand. The most important determinant of the demand for a commodity is the price of the commodity itself. Price and demand are inversely related. As price rises, demand falls. As price falls, demand rises. You must have observed your mother purchasing more quantity of apples as the price of apples falls. This type of demand is known as price demand. Income of the consumer is the basic determinant of the quantity demanded of a product. Now, income and demand, their relationship varies from goods to goods. For example, in case of normal goods like refrigerator, clothes, television sets, cars, etc., whose demand increases with increase in income of the consumers and decreases with fall in income. As a matter of fact, all articles of comforts and luxuries belong to this category of normal goods. As our income increases, we can afford to purchase a larger quantity of these goods. The second category of goods, which are related to income in a different way, is inferior good. Inferior goods are those goods the demand for which falls with increase in income of the consumer. So there is an inverse relationship between income of the consumer and the demand for inferior goods. The demand for coarse cereals like maize, bajra, jowar may decrease when income increases beyond a particular level because the consumers may substitute it by a superior cereals like wheat or rice. The third category of goods which are related to income of the consumer in a different way is inexpensive necessities. What are the inexpensive necessities of life? Salt, matchbox, shoelace, needle, etc. The quantity purchased increases with increase in income up to a certain level. and thereafter it remains constant, irrespective of the level of income. This is in view of the fact that there is an upper limit to the consumption of such goods. The consumption of inexpensive necessities does not vary with the increase in income because their demand to the consumer more or less remains the fixed. The third category which affect demand is related goods. There are two types of related goods: substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods we will explain a little later. First, we are going to explain complementary goods. Complementary goods are the goods which are consumed or used jointly to satisfy a given want, like car and petrol, gas and gas stove, toothpaste and toothbrush, etc. There is an inverse relationship between the demand for a good and the price of its complement. When the price of petrol rises, we find that the demand for car falls. The reason is that due to the rise in price of petrol, people postpone the demand for car. So automatically, even though there is no hike in the price of car, the demand for car falls. Now, what are substitute goods? Substitute goods are those goods which satisfy the same type of need and hence can be used in place of one another to satisfy a given want, like tea and coffee, Coke and Pepsi, etc., etc. If we find that price of tea rises, then the demand for coffee rise, even though there is not a single rise in the price of or fall in the price of coffee, but the demand for coffee changes. The reason behind is that as demand for tea rises and the demand of price of coffee remains the same and much less compared to tea, as there is a hike in the price of tea, so the demand for coffee increases even though there is no rise in the price of coffee. The last point we are going to explain today is consumers' taste and preference. Taste and preference depend on social customs, habits of the people, fashion, general lifestyle of the people, advertisement, new inventions, etc. Some of these factors, like fashion, keep on changing, leading to a change in consumers' taste and preferences. As a result, the demand for different goods changes. People switch over from cheaper old fashioned goods to costlier modern goods. The physical fitness craze leading to an increase in demand for gym is an example. People may shift from the old fashioned bell bottom trousers to a new type of trouser. So, the demand for bell bottom trouser will automatically fall even though there is no rise in the price of the bell bottom trousers. So, these are some of the factors we explained today which affect demand. Thank you, children.